welcome, friends, to another exciting episode of A VGM Journey. And I'm your host, The Messenger. The track that we're playing in today's show is Title Theme from the game Pete Sampras Tennis, and that was composed by Tim Bartlett. I got some pretty nice tracks for you guys this week, and let's kick things off with a little something from Fez. The track is Sync, and that was composed by Disasterpeace. That track that you just heard, that was Sync from the game Fez, and that was composed by Disasterpeace. I've been playing a little bit of Fez lately, and to be honest, I'm really surprised that it got a re-release on the Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure if it came out for anything else, but I thought that game was pretty much gone forever. And I've even heard someone refer to it as vaporware. But enough about that. This soundtrack is absolutely amazing. It's pretty chill, but it also has a nice dance quality to it. Something that you would play in the club and just, you just vibe with. That's actually the thing with the soundtrack. You just totally vibe with it. And it's a nice little puzzle platformer game where you have the ability to rotate the world. I mean, it plays like a 2D platformer, but you're able to rotate. I don't know if rotating is the right word. The world has like kind of a 3D-ness to it, and that you're able to turn the world around, and that's how you get through the game. And I'm not really too far into it, but I have been enjoying my time with it, and it's a game that I'm definitely gonna keep playing, and hopefully I will play some more songs from that soundtrack as well. This next track, it's a request by a man that I really like. His name is Bedroth. He is one of the hosts of Very Good Music, a VGM podcast, and he wanted me to play something from Twinkle Sprites. The track is Love Will Never Die, and it was composed by Hideki Yamamoto, Hiroaki Kujirai, and Hiroaki Shimizu. That track that you just listened to, that was Love Will Never Die from the game Twinkle Star Sprites. It was composed by Hideki Yamamoto, Hiroaki Kujirai, and Hiroaki Shimizu, and this was a request by Bedroth, so thank you Bedroth for this request. On the surface, there's a lot of things about Twinkle Star Sprites that would not be very appealing to me with its girly anime aesthetic, but I will say that the music is pretty good, and I've looked into some gameplay for it, and I'm pretty intrigued because it is a competitive vertical shoot 'em up where the objective is not to get to the end of the level, but to outlast your opponent, whoever it is that you're up against. And to be honest, I was quite surprised about all that. It wasn't what I was expecting. And what's pretty amazing is that this is a game that you can easily get your hands on because there has been some re-releases on some newer systems such as the Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. And that's a game that I think I might want to try out sometime. So once again, Bedroth, thank you for that request. This next track, it's quite a bit different. This is coming from Shadowrun. The track is Terminal Nemesis, also known as Gunfight, and this was composed by Marshall Parker. That track that you just heard, that was Terminal Nemesis from the game Shadowrun, and it was composed by Marshall Parker. Just like Fez, I've recently dipped my toes into Shadowrun, and it's been a pretty interesting game so far. And I could best describe it as Cyberpunk 2077 if it was a lot more polished and also was an isometric RPG released all the way back on the Super Nintendo. And I was a bit surprised on how rocking the soundtrack is. So, I mean, it's pretty atmospheric, but it also has a lot of nice rock style drums to a lot of the tracks. And lately on the show, I've been playing a bit of a handful of Marshall Parker tracks, and I think he's one composer I actually want to look more into. It seems like him and Beam Software, they've come up with quite a bit of pretty amazing stuff. And I think maybe down the road I would want to play some more Shadowrun songs. This next track, I'm bringing something from Bomberman 93. This is Icicle, also known as Planet F, and it was composed by Jun Chikuma. That pretty awesome track that you just heard, that was Icicle, also known as Planet F, from the game Bomberman 93, and it was composed by Jun Chikuma. That's going to just about do it for the show this week. If you like what you've been listening to, have your friends check out the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever podcatching service that you can think of. I'm more than likely going to be on there. You can email the show at vgmjourney@yahoo.com, and you could also check us out on Twitter at VGMJourney. We also have a Discord server, which I will provide a link for in the show notes, where you could hang out with your fellow VGM journeymen and talk about games and music, and even look at some cool art. I'm going to play things out with one more track, and just like I promised in the beginning of the show, this song will totally melt your face. It is Llamarada from the game Lords of Thunder, and it was composed by Satoshi Miyashita. Have a good week, everyone.